The very first batches of homemade balanced rabbit pellet is out, guys. Exciting times. Exciting times at Ace Rabbit Farm. But the question is, are we there yet? No. Is it perfect? No. But the journey has just started. And this content is really an invitation for you to join us as we go through the various stages, the various emotions of experimenting, planting the various type of grasses, alfalfa, harvesting, drying, crushing this into smaller bits, and eventually pelletizing them. Okay. So, guys, yes, we are excited to share this with you. Our very first pellets are out. And yeah, come along, let's go. Hello, everyone. You are once again welcome to Ace Rabbit Farms, guys. It is an opportunity to chronicle our own homegrown pellets for our rabbits. A balanced diet created from naturally occurring grasses. You know, all with the single aim of combating high commercial feed costs. Really, it's not commercial feed. It's not commercial feed because this is the poultry feed that we are using currently in Ghana as commercial feed. And here is an opportunity for us to make our own rabbit pellets using naturally occurring grasses. Okay, guys, if this sort of thing interests you, by all means, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, and join us as we continue to grow this family, this community of rabbit farmers. Okay, kindly subscribe and share with your fellow farming community so together we can pass the information on. Okay, guys, listen, let us face this. We have to come to a point, we have to do some introspection. We have to look around our environment and we have to accept the fact that we have to create our own feed, and therefore the data really exists. So we rely on international standards, and we also want to use alfalfa as the base of our feed. And that's exactly what we set out to do. So remember, here at Ace Farm, we always go through the process of, receiving data, experimenting with the data, testing the data such that we derive our own results and compare. When the result works for us, then we then modify it and then make it Ace Farm's own way of doing things. And that is what we are about to share with you. And so for this reason, we want to use alfalfa as the base of all our pellet. Okay. Again, we went through experimentation. You saw the field of us planting alfalfa and other important grasses. I'm speaking about the turf grass. I'm speaking about the bracharia that is very popular here in Africa. I'm speaking about Chloris Guyana. I'm speaking about Aries. Aries is not very known, guys. I will share more information about Aries grass. There's another one called the smart fingers, okay? And I think Rhodes grass as well, okay? Rhodes grass. So these are some of the grasses that we planted. And you can see in the field, guys, we managed to create some local jobs. Okay, we gave some jobs to the ladies and people who came to help us to clean up the place. For more than 3 weeks of active work, we gave them, a decent job. So Ace Farm, again, is also contributing in a very, very tiny, small way to the job situation that we have. Okay. So today we can confidently say that we have run the processes from start to end. Okay, we have successfully formulated our own pellet. And for us, that is a great milestone. That is a huge success. We've been successful in creating the very first balanced diet for our rabbits. And so far, look, the rabbits are enjoying it. The rabbits are doing very well, and the results are very, very good. But guess what? We didn't do this on our own. Okay, guys, you could see some familiar faces there in the videos. I don't know if he wants me to mention his name, but you can see him, the guy who is operating the machine. He's a very well-known guy in the rabbiting farming communities here in Ghana. He's Jonathan. Everybody knows Jonathan. So thank you, Jonathan, for that. Jonathan brought his machines to come and help us, to come and Well, he made some few machines for us, and he came along with his own pelleting machine. We don't have pelleting machine yet here at Ace Rabbit Farm, guys, because all of these things are capital intensive investment, and we don't have it yet. So you can see, we went around, guys. This is what I'm talking about. The partnership that we are talking about. Friends, create friends, because the market is huge for everybody to participate in it. Okay, so do not hoard information, do not hoard data, do not hoard your machine. Go out there, seek friends, partners, other rabbit farmers, collaborate with them, and share your knowledge with them. Okay, anyway, I digress. Guys, let's go. So we did receive a lot of support from partners, and that is what I want to acknowledge. Okay. So, but maybe the question is our feeding problem resolved? No, not at all. The feeding problem is not resolved. This is just the very first step to a great opportunity to resolve the feeding problem. Can we do more? Yes, by all means we can do more. We are very, very far away from a perfect situation. Okay, guys. Yes, we have planted grasses. Yes, you can see the field of grasses and all these ladies working on the grasses. Very, very nutritious grasses, high in protein content and so forth. But one thing which is still beating us is the fact that alfalfa it requires quite a constant vigilance. You have to be vigilant and constantly monitoring the plant, and you also have to provide it with quite a bit of water. Okay, and we cannot therefore rely on just the rainwater to be successful with alfalfa, and that's the reason why we kept alfalfa right on the farm, right at Ace Farm, where every morning we can see it and see how it is performing. Because if you lose guard for 1 second and there's no water, it just perishes. At least that's what we have observed, and for that reason, we cannot just go and plant the alfalfa in the deep farms, as you can see we've done with other grasses. Okay. Yeah, so alfalfa requires quite a bit of water, and we do not have the capacity for that. Okay. So guys, I'm talking about so many other things. Now, maybe let me pause here and perhaps take a stock of what we have and what is the gap, or what is the balance. So guys, I'm just taking a stop. What is it that we have? What is it that we have done successfully? Okay. And then going forward, what is it that we want to do so that we can close the gap and become successful? But before I do that, I just want to state one or two problem statements, which is really bothering the farming communities, guys. If you look at the value chain, the typical value chain of the rabbit farm, as I've just put on the screen there, it is us, the same farmers, the same guy who is focused on raising the animal, breeding the animal, managing the stock, is the same guy who has to do everything. And when that happens, you almost become like, jack of all trade. You remember what they say? Jack of all trade, master of none? Guys, I'm beginning to see that, and it is really disturbing me. And what this means that you, the rabbit farmer, you just have to focus on becoming a rabbit farmer as opposed to being everything. But unfortunately, the infrastructure does not exist. And because the infrastructure does not exist, you end up having to be your own. We are our own feed mill. Look at what we are doing. We should be focusing on raising rabbit. We should be focusing on breeding stock. We should be focusing on consistently retaining the genetics of the animals so that we can have good breeding stock going forward. But now, boom, look at us. We are busy producing our own feed. We are busy mixing feed. So even though it comes across as a beautiful milestone, a success story to tell, guys, it is not efficient. And you can hear from my voice, I am honestly exhausted. And the capital is being stretched very, very thin, because now there is no focus in a particular area of expansion. If it is feed, there has to be, guys, you see the equipment I'm displaying for feed. Just take a good look at the equipment I'm displaying for feed. To process the feed into the pellet, just take a good look at this equipment. Interesting, right? Not to only stop there. Now take a look at having your own alfalfa field, having your own bracharia or grasses field that you have to harvest, dry, process before you bring to the mill, okay, for it to be prepared into the various pellets. What about bringing in premix, antitoxins or toxic binders and premix and extra vitamins that goes into the feed? What about that sector? So there are so many areas that we are lacking. And for that, although we can see beautiful success here, I believe we are still very far away from arriving. So, to answer the question, are we there yet? Absolutely not. But have we covered some beautiful grounds? Have we seen some success? Yes. Do we know how to do it? Yes, by all means. And so, a lot of thanks, appreciation goes to people who are supporting us. Like I said, we don't know anything about making rabbit pellets, but you can see partnership coming into play. And we've also had some beautiful contacts with people who are really keen on seeing us go through. We wanted to say a big shout out to you and thank you. I'm sure we're going to be finding a way of working together very soon. Okay, yeah, guys. And so with this said, I just wanted to bring this conversation to an end. The next round of video, guys, I will focus entirely on the actual mixing of the feed. What is going to go into the feed, the various components, the various measurements. I've already confessed to you that I don't know how to use the Pearson square method. But by the next time I release video on feed and making our own feed, guys, I'm going to go through the Pearson square method. We are going to practice it and we are going to share it out. So guys, yeah, just keep looking out for it, for the release. So for our first time viewers, we thank you for joining us, and for our existing viewers, absolutely, we love you, we thank you, especially for all the comments that comes through. Guys, it is so helpful. It is helping us to grow. We are not perfect, and remember, everything that we do here is what we have experienced, and we would therefore want to share with you. Okay, so please continue to share your comments so that together we can grow. Okay, all right, guys, until I catch you again, all the best. And you know how we do it here at Ace Rabbit Farm. Keep farming. Bye.